Hi, this is Babsy. Welcome back to Rimworld. We're just coming to the end of the evening, so our people should be waking up shortly to get back on track with building up our first colony. So, as you can see, we're still sleeping out without beds so far. Hoping to get that fixed today, as long as everybody does everything as planned. We've also got some power on the go, so we're going to get some batteries built up. Oh, we've got a couple batteries built up, and we've got a roof over them. Perfect. Alright. So we're safe from the rain for now. So, while we're getting all that set up, first and foremost, we're going to get a stove going. Now, we have quite a bit of power being generated here, so I'm going to build some electric stoves. Now, right now, this is still considered outdoors. I don't have any walls down here kind of closing off the area. So we're just going to close it off at the bottom of the last bedroom. Just for now. Alright, so we got our rice there. So, my hope is to fill up this entire map with a vault of sorts. Get a very complex system going on where we have an entire growing area, maybe a prison area, a hospital area. It's going to be sectioned off and very organized. So I feel like I'm going to have to rebuild multiple times to get this built correctly. But for now, let's just try to survive and get what we need to get to that point. Another thing I'm going to need right off the bat is a research table. This way we can get some more advanced electronics going on, and what I'd really like to get is some gun turrets. So we have a research table here, and this is all the things that we can learn over time. I hope to get everything at some point, or at least most things, but what my main goal right now is to grab smithing, and then we'll move on. We'll get hydroponics so we can grow things indoors. This is just because I want to make most of this place indoors anyways. And then we'll go into microelectronics. So microelectronics opens up all of this, and my main goal, as I mentioned, was gun turrets. So I'd like to have a very automated base, not dedicate too much of my resources towards defending what I have, and especially where I plan to wall off a lot of the area. I don't think it's going to be necessary for me to have people guarding. I can just have these turrets set up and block off whatever few and far between entrances I have. So I think that's going to be the course of action I take. Electric cremation. Okay, that'll be useful. So there's definitely a lot of technology I've never looked into before, I've never researched before. So I'm really excited to learn what all of this does. So we'll hopefully get through and learn a lot of the research throughout this Let's Play series. But for now, let's get our building set up. So right now, I really want them to kind of prioritize on plant cutting to get this cut down, and I also want them to focus on constructing. So we're gonna prioritize those two tasks for now, and get most of our base set up, because that's the big thing right now, is we want our base set up. So we've got most people working in places that make sense for now. Anna's kind of just off doing her own thing, not super useful, but that's okay, we'll deal with that. Hopefully she'll cut down some of the trees in the way of these wind turbines so I can generate some more electricity from them. And where did Christy just go off to? What are you doing? Okay, perfect. Alright. So everybody seems to be on task right now, that's perfect. Now what I plan to do out here, I'm not going to build the wooden flooring out here. I want to build some kind of stone flooring out here. So while we're waiting for this, I'm actually going to build another stockpile zone. I'm going to build it nice and close by. Let's just build it here and we'll slowly dig this area out so I can continue putting more stuff in here. This is going to be my chunk area, so this is where those big chunks like this will go. And eventually I will get a smithing station so I can turn these into blocks and actually use them for something. And I'll use them for flooring. From what I understand, the flooring has higher decor value than the wooden floor does, so hopefully they'll like it. Apparently they take a long time to lay, but I assume by the time I get to that point where I have plans for other research first, it won't matter because I'll already have high constructing skill. That is assuming everything goes as planned, which in this game never actually happens, so we'll see how it actually goes. So we need to focus on growing. We don't have anything going right now. So I'm going to make that priority 1 and get everybody out there growing. As it popped up on the side, I don't have any food, or I have very little food at least. A couple berries here and there. I think I'm just about out. 21 packaged meals left, so don't have a whole lot of food left for 3 people. Now luckily I believe the rice grows 2.4 days for the rice to grow, so it's not super great for you. I won't be cooking it, so it'll probably make my people sick, but that's okay. It's food. That's all that really matters. Over here we've got cotton growing, so we won't need a whole lot of jackets or anything like that for the winter time, but if we get colonists that lack in clothes, we'll be able to take care of them. In fact, it almost looks... Yeah, looks like Anna's missing a top. Is this bothering her? It doesn't bother her at all, but yeah, we might make a top for Anna and get some other stuff on the go with the cotton. We then have our rice fields here. We've got potato fields over here, so that's where most of our food is coming from. We don't have anyone overly good in gardening right now. Yeah, in fact, everybody's is below 4, so that's not the greatest. So hopefully we can raise those skills up over time so that we can actually start growing useful things like, like drugs and heal roots. That's honestly what we'll be going for, so hopefully we'll get there eventually. So again, we spent another night without beds. I don't know why they keep prioritizing, well, I do know why, but I wish that they would at least at one point get those beds built. Let's call our faction... Let's just call it Babsy. Sure. And we'll be called Historian's Village. Sure, we'll go with that. You would focus on everything but food, of course. At least Pablo's gotten back to work now. So while we're waiting, okay, got him all set. So another thing I'm hoping is that we'll get a lot of traders, or I will go out myself and caravan to see if I can trade. And I'll take a lot of cotton with me, and hopefully I can sell that for a decent amount. I honestly tend to frequently get armor specialists and like weapon specialist people, so I never really get the chance to sell things like that. So hopefully we'll come across people that will accept my cotton. So we've got our stove and we've got a research bench. I'm going to build a butcher table off to the side where I can wall it off and keep that mess kind of enclosed in its own little area. You'll find whenever you use the butcher bench that it creates a lot of blood, and you know, that's generally not what you want your settlers around. So we'll try to keep them away from what we can. So we'll also get some lights going on in here. We'll actually put some lights in the bedrooms too, try to make them at least a little bit habitable. Where did Pablo go? Alright, now they're sowing different fields. This is a lot more useful. I'm glad you guys finally figured it out. So hopefully when they go to move these rocks, they'll actually move them to the stockpile zone that I've made, so that we can start collecting those and get to them easily whenever I make that that smithing table or whatever it is that I need. Alright, and that's one more night. So I'm surprised we've made it this far and still don't have beds. That's kind of disappointing, but you know, we're getting somewhere. We've got a little bit of food on the go, and honestly not a whole lot done. Sure, we're gonna offer safety and try to get as many colonists as possible for our vault. So we'll take the purple wombat Tyranno on. Christopher, you better be worth it. Alright. Where are these people? Anybody? Hello? There we go. Alright, let's go get him. Go get him, Salamander. Salamander the Vengeful. That's great. It's exactly what we want to be taking on. Alright, you're going in the not right direction. You want to go up. Yeah, there you go. Alright, you can do this. Take him out. He's only got a club. If you get him from long range, you're fine. Get out of there. Well, that's not working very well for you, is it? Get some good shots in. There you go. Haha! And we didn't down him. Look at that. Alright. You're gonna go build that bed. That is your first and foremost priority. Your liver is destroyed. Oh, that is brutal. I am sorry, salamander. Oh, you're dead. Oh. And here I was getting ready to save him. Well, that's unfortunate. At least we got a club out of it. So, we're just going to, take that and put it into our room and pretend that that never happened. And we've got another settler, so win-win. Let's see what your stats are. Alright, so you are a charity worker. As a child, you were a cave world tender. You grew up in a cave complex deep below the surface of an inhospitable world. And now you grew up to be a charity worker. Interesting. So, very high social and pretty good growing. So we finally have somebody so we can start growing useful things. Perfect! Sadly, Chris might have a bad time. He's apparently got an annoying voice, so that might prove to be against him. But we'll see how it goes. He's going to be very useful, so I'm happy he's aboard. So, we're going to start off. We're going to do a little patch of hop plant. And we're going to eventually get brewing so that we can make some beer out of that. Give our people something to enjoy. We're going to have a rather large plot of heel root. I would like to make as much as possible. That way I can take on as many injured people as possible. I really plan on taking on just about everybody who comes by unless it's really not plausible. So we'll see how this goes. And we might as well get some strawberry plants going on. Strawberries grow pretty fast, and I'm pretty sure that the colonists enjoy them, so I'm pretty sure it's just the same berries that you get from a raspberry bush, but you know. So Pablo's just resting right now. He's got a couple bruises. His nose is destroyed, but apparently that's not too big of a deal. I think that needs tending to, sir. I think you should probably go back to bed. So we're going to make this a medical bed. We're going to send Pablo back to bed. And we're going to get Anna. Yeah, she has 11 medical. So we'll get Anna to come over and fix that nose up for you. Look at him trying to be a right tough guy. Alright, what are you doing? You're going to eat. You're getting more food ready. Perfect. Not getting rid of the things in the way at the same time, but that's okay. It's so nice having the good medicine around so that you don't have to worry about, well, anything. The medicine will take care of it. So let's just watch here. See if this puts down his pain or anything like that. This is one of my favorite parts of the game, is the health portion of it. It's so in-depth and so interesting to look at. It's like right here, these are just bandages, so we didn't use any actual medicine there from what I can tell. I think that's just doctoring. But this, I think this will need a bit of medicine. And as you can see, it's causing bleeding and it's causing pain, and it needs tending now. And now it won't. Oh, it still does need tending. Look at that. Are you still tending to him? Yes, you are. So I'm hoping to get him trained up at some point once we get a bit more food going. I'd like to get him to haul things around. Honestly, I'm going to get rid of the other training tasks until he gets haul, because that's what I really want right now. We need defenses. Honestly, I barely ever build defenses. Right now we don't have a whole lot. See, it's so hard to determine where somebody will come from, especially on a map like this. They could come from basically anywhere. Once I get the actual map cleared up and made into what I want it to be, it'll be a little bit easier where I can determine the most probable points of entry, but right now there's just too many spots. I could build a trap, but I don't know if they're friendly, so they might hurt my own people if they walk on them, and that would be really unfortunate, so I think I'll play it safe and not put those down. And honestly, the gunfire never really gets close enough for me to put sandbags down. I'm really hoping to get the turrets researched quick enough that I won't need to worry about large raids prior to having them. But again, we'll see how it goes. So we don't have a whole lot going on right now. We're finally getting our building built up though. I guess we need to build another room and get another bed going for our newest member, Venti. I love how everybody's just sleeping wherever they want. There's just no rhyme or reason to where they would lay down. Just way out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so I think that'll be it for this episode. For the next episode, we're going to really focus on getting our production things built and getting everything kind of rolling. These first two episodes have been kind of slow, so I do apologize for that, but things will start picking up really shortly, I promise. It never stays boring long in this game. Alright, this is Babsy, signing off.